Hi everyone and welcome to Ron's Rant. This rant, my topic is going to be the Fed. I'm telling you, I'm kind of fed up with the Fed. I'm not sure the Fed actually knows what they're doing, and more importantly, I'm not sure if the Fed knows what the heck is going on in this economy. You might say, yo, Ron, how the heck could you know more than the Fed does? Well, I don't. But I definitely don't know any less than they do either. The problem with the Fed right now to me is that they've gotten old. The Fed is too old to govern and do what they're doing the way they're doing it. They constantly revert to programs and things from years and years and years and years ago, back when we were simply an American economy. We're not an American economy anymore. We are a global economy. And this is why I feel the Fed has lost touch. Now, in order to make a statement like that, I must have some type of corroborating evidence that led me to believe this. And I do. Let's just take, say, the last year up till June. In the last year up till June, we heard time and again how the market is doing so well. Janet spoke testimony after testimony after testimony to how the market is recovering and we're getting the right direction and things are going well. To a point where she said we actually now have to talk about raising rates. They did do a rate hike. And then they promised another one in June. And month after month, as we approach June, the percentage chance of that rate hike as gauged by the market grew to about 90%. Janet pretty much told everybody to be ready for a June rate hike. Everybody was expecting a June rate hike. However, we didn't get one, did we? And the reason we didn't get one, a lot of people say, oh, it's Brexit. Brexit turned out to be a non-event. So if they didn't hike rates because of Brexit, there you go, right there. It shows they don't know what's going on. If Brexit was a non-event for the world, which it turned out to be, then why didn't we hike rates? Shouldn't the Fed have known that Brexit wasn't going to be all that serious? They should have. They obviously didn't. But see, I don't even believe that. I don't believe that they didn't hike rates because of Brexit. I believe they didn't hike rates because of the jobs report that was released less than a week prior to their Fed meeting. In that jobs report, which was terrible, by the way, it showed that we were creating far less jobs than expected. The lowest estimate was 98,000. The number came in at 39,000. Dramatically lower than the lowest estimate. That report spooked the Fed. The Fed went from one person who believed that they shouldn't hike rates, one dissenting vote, to 6 dissenting votes. 5 other people jumped the board out of nowhere. And the thing that I thought was fascinating was the following week, Janet was never asked why she didn't raise rates. What happened? You were all set. You were just about to do it. You've been sitting there acting like a cheerleader, probably the ugliest cheerleader in the history of the world, but a cheerleader still. Acting like a cheerleader about how great rates were, how super the market was, how everything was falling in place, how the jobs market is doing great, how employment, how we're doing so well that we have to get a hike. Have to have a hike soon. We're already in June. You seem to have a ton of confidence right until one single employment report. Now, what does that tell me? Well, it tells me that there was never really confidence in the economy. If you were really that confident, you would have looked at that report, said, hey, it's an aberration. It's a once in a lifetime outlier. Just ignore it. Everything is much better than that. It's a weird situation. It's not real. Whatever you want to say, and you would have raised rates. But you didn't. Let's just say you are just on the side of caution. You're still very confident. You're not a liar. You're still very confident. And you go into the July rate hike time. And guess what? You don't hike rates again. Can't blame Brexit this time. The employment report was pretty decent. Why didn't you hike rates? You know why? Because you don't have true confidence in the economy. You're still nervous about the U.S. economy. You tell the people that you're, more than satisfied with how things are going and how great the economy is, but when it comes time to show action and not words, you failed. That makes me have a lack of confidence in this economy. The fact that the Fed has no confidence in this economy. I would have even accepted some bogus excuse come July. Well, we did have that one shaky earnings number. It was a little scary. We wanted to wait a month to make sure that what we thought was an aberration truly was. Err on the side of caution and all this and all that, la-di-da. And then raise rates in July when you got the good employment number. But they didn't. Some people say, they never raise rates in front of an election. They said they were. They said June was the time, and they backed off it. What my fear is and why I'm fed up with the Fed is I'm tired of talk. I'm tired of the rah-rah, sis-boom-bah bullshit. I need to know, as a citizen of the United States of America, where our officials feel the economy is and what they're trying to do about it. I don't need talk. I need action. And right now, the action shows me one of two things. Either A, the Fed is not in tune with the economy. It does not know what's going on with the economy, and it's afraid to do anything. Or secondly, they just don't understand the economy, and they think they're doing the right things when they're actually not. But right now, I have no confidence in the Fed. When you talk a big game about raising rates, you damn well better raise them. Because by not raising them, you are sending a shiver through the market. You're basically telling the market, yes, we're large and in charge, but we're afraid to do anything. That brings a real lack of confidence to the market, to the economy, to the people, to the environment. If anything, our Federal Reserve Bank should be a source of confidence. We should be able to look to the Fed with confidence, knowing that these people are the right people to read the current situation, to react with conviction to the current situation, and by all means to do the right thing to fix, adjust, or massage the current situation. And right now, from watching the Fed's work over the past 2 months, I can plainly say they don't have a clue what the hell they're doing. They don't have a clue what the hell's going on. And I wonder if they didn't, during the testimony on the Hill, if our elected officials, I'm wondering if they didn't avoid asking that question to Yellen. Look, what happened? Why are you suddenly not raising rates? Why are you suddenly not confident enough in the economy when you've been screaming for the last 6 months how great things are? Maybe they didn't ask that question because they were afraid of the answer. And they knew enough not to ask that question because they didn't want the people to lose faith and lose confidence in the economy. I would have rather someone stood up, asked the question, had the answer out there so we could evaluate the answer and see if we really think the Fed knows what in the heck they're doing. The fact that they dodged it is beyond belief to me. The fact that not one single representative mentioned it was beyond belief to me. I personally have lost faith and confidence in the Federal Reserve Bank. Maybe it's the members, maybe it's the system, I don't know. But the fact is, until we get some new blood in there, blood that doesn't remember the good old days of the U.S. economy being an American economy and completely separated from everyone. Until we get new blood that understands a global economy, I don't know if I trust the Fed and where they're taking our economy. And even worse, I don't know if I believe them when they tell me how good the economy is. I think they're liars. I think they don't know. I don't think they understand. And the worst part is, I don't think they have the guts to admit it. And that is not the American way.